Hello, and welcome to another episode of Scrap Rabbit Gaming. With me, Scrap Rabbit. As you can see, we're in Shadowrun Dragonfall. Just busted out of the Humanis building. Alexander's with us. We are about to make our way to the extraction point. Clearly, though, they're not going to make it easy on us. Line over there. Anderson, 54. Alexander. Those are my allies. Let's try to keep them alive. That's less than great. Four wounds. Just accuracy up, people. First and foremost, heal yourself. Okay, this could get bad real fast. Okay, she's the trauma kit. Good. Seriously, Scrap? Well, at least they're dead. This is going terrible. Christ. A better chance to seriously? he's dead. I hope he's not dead. Kill him. There we go. Not what I meant to do. There. Set of ammo. That's less than great. Reload. Yep, big guy's dead. Awesome. That fight could have gone a lot better. Maxim. Crazy night, huh? Pulls a flask from his jacket pocket and takes a long swig, then looks you in the eye. Yep, that was worth the trouble. Any luck finding our money in there? I don't think they had it to begin with, but I guarantee you, they'll think pretty hard before crossing the smugglers again. I can live with that. Thank Christ that's over with. You okay, Alexander? The young man looks shell-shocked. He holds his rifle clenched tight in his trembling hands. Yeah, Uncle Dietrich, yeah, I'm okay. But those guys, I knew them. One of them was my bunkmate. I killed him. Couldn't he help? If he hadn't, he'd have killed you. Believe it. We're going to take you away from here, back to the Kreutz Bazaar. Get you the help you need. Yeah. Okay, Uncle. Okay. Dietrich glances over his shoulder, locks eyes with you. Thanks for this, boss. My nephew is safe, and I owe you. One other thing, the Dragon Slayer's happy too. We just did a ballsy thing protecting my family, and gave a monster a bloody nose in the process. Glad to hear that he approves. Should be. And Dragon Slayer's pleased. He tends to be very generous with his rewards. He grins. I can feel the power coursing through me, boss. I don't know what form it'll take yet, but it's there, and soon enough, I'll be able to use it. I don't mean to break this up, but we need to get moving, kid. You're with us. The rest of you, pile into the other van. You can continue having your moment when you get back to Shuttlernest. Yep, let's get out of here. God, that fight could have gone a lot better. I think I was rushing it. The Uben ride home feels especially comforting today. The Berlin chapter of the Humanis Club has suffered a terrible blow, and you're the one who dealt it. Volker Stahl's plans to incite a wave of bloody violence across Berlin has been derailed. It isn't often a Shadowrunner gets to prevent an atrocity on the job. That's true. Actually, Shadowrunners either commit atrocities or stand by and watch atrocities get committed or clean up after atrocities. Very rarely do you stop them. That sounds like karma. PDA rings and the face of your fixer, Paul Ansel, appears on screen. Scrap Rabbit, I have new information to discuss about the estate. Please come by as soon as you can. Alright. Let's talk to Samuel first. Hello again, meine Freundin. What can I do for you? You'll find the details there. As the plans on the data pad, the nods grimly. This fits with the Humanis' established pattern of behavior. Horrific and vile. According to this data pad, Humanis compounds all over Berlin have received similar shipments. They are planning to deploy the gas tomorrow morning. He exhales sharply, then nods again. I have a feeling the Flux State will have a thing or two to say about that. Stahl has overstepped his bounds. His hubris will be his undoing. Actually, I was his undoing. Volker Stahl is no longer among the living. That is excellent news. I am not ashamed to say that I wish the man dead. He deserved whatever you did to him. And now, I'm going to see that the rest of his twisted organization suffers the same way that he did. You mark my words. Within the next few hours, the Humanis Club is going to take a hammer, and that will make the Night of Rage look like a peace rally. I owe you a great deal, Scrap Rabbit. We all do. I will wire your payment to the account number that... My apologies. Account number that Amsel provided. Pleasure doing business with you. Man, do I love jobs like that. Just love doing some good. Now, to let the Flux State know who's funding Humanis. Yes, freedom. You can call it that. Let's check in on their little robot. Get that drone fixed up. Just complication. It is fixed, but the person who built the thing fixed it in a different way. It's got a custom iOS stack on it. Someone wrote the code that sits on the bootloader and configures the drone to only accept commands from a specific user. The thing works like a computer virus, so there's no way I can rip it out unless I got another brain for this model of drone. Before you ask, yes, I looked into that. Problem is, it's a stolen corp drone, a discontinued model of a stolen corp drone. There are no parts for this thing on the market around here. Alright. I'll ask around for its owner. Well, I found it in the hotel where Blitz was, so let's... Blitz's eyes widen when he sees the drone that you're carrying. He looks anxious. Oh, hey Chief, how's it going? I found this drone in the hotel. Does it belong to you? Yeah, Chief, that's mine. didn't want to say anything at the time, since it was my idea if you loot the vault in the first place. What was it doing in there? It's my personal drone. Good to have good to have something to hide behind when you're on a solo decking run, you know? Lester took it from me when she seized control of the Schwenzenhausen. I've been hoping to get it back ever since. Gotta say, Chief, it hurt me to see her all banged up to hell like she was. Looked like Lister had a few of her goons take turns on my baby with a baseball bat. Looks like he got her up and running again. How'd you manage that? Well, I fixed her drone. She says that it won't listen to anyone but you, though. Score! So, can I have it back? Well, it's no use to me. It's got his drone back. Let's talk to Iger. Let's approach. The rifle has been field stripped, lying in pieces of sheet of butcher paper. Arranged in a neat row along the edges of paper are bottles of copper solvent, board cleaner, and lighter fluid. Our village leader returns. What you need? Any thoughts on that last run? After all the moral ambiguity that we've been wading through, hitting Humanis was incredibly satisfying. What they had planned, it makes my blood boil just thinking about it. The thought of Stull lying down on the ground brings a smile to face. I hope that joy's rotting in hell. Thanks, Agar. Any new messages? Two hijactions. Runny, if you value new hardware coming into the Fruits Bazaar, we need to talk. One of my weapon shipments was hijacked the local gang. Promise 500 new yen, and if you can recover the shipment, I'll have some new gear on the shelf. Come see me for the details. Okay. Do that. Claim payment for the Humanis Fund. Nice. 3,750 million. Here's your payment as promised. There's second message pop. Okay. Scrap Rabbit, welcome back. I have news for you. Absence, I've been looking into the Hartfield Manor. Whatever Fushwinger is up to, it is both large-scale and well-funded. I've uncovered a money trail leading from holding companies all over the world. An offshore fund with a... I've uncovered a money trail leading from holding companies all over the world to an offshore fund with a dummy address. From there, all of that freshly laundered money flows directly into the Hartfield estate. How much money are we talking about here? I can't name an exact figure, but we're talking about a lot of money, in the millions of new yen, most certainly. Whatever the Firewing is planning, she certainly has access to all the resources she will need to carry it out. Alright, so the dragon has money. This isn't exactly new information. The Hartfield Manor reeked of wealth. True, but at the very least, this information helps to establish where that money is coming from. Continue digging this while your team tackle the next run. With luck, I'll have more information to share upon your return. Sounds good. Unless things Scrap Rabbit. I was able to restore the readable surface of one of Greenwinter's DVDs. If you'd like to take a look, you will find it sitting beside the player. Check it out. I'm just still working on the other DVDs from the bundle. Many of them are extensively damaged, and getting anything from them is proving to be quite a chore. She told me that she'll be in touch if and when she makes any headway. Thanks, Paul. Alright. Now, let's check out the DVD. Load the second DVD. Play track 1. 2054-1111. Alright, as I said in my last recording, I've been having trouble finding hard facts in Fushwinger, so I thought I'd open things up a bit. Let's see what the rumor mill has to say. The screen jumps, and Winter reappears in a different location. He's now clutching a mug of soy calf in both hands. There are bags under his eyes. Well, that was enlightening. Assuming that any of it was true, that is. So, for the past 5 hours, I've been poking around some of the crazier fringe theories relating to the dragon and the Sox. As a reminder, the Sox is an irradiated wasteland between France and Germany. It got zoned off back in '08 after the Caternam-Gao reactor meltdown. Yet once magic came back into the world, a lot of things got weird. That meltdown was one of them. Can't remember exactly what happened to that reactor, but it caused a lot of problems. And the irradiation is not just like nuclear radiation. There's also a lot of like magic radiation. So it's bad. Just a bad place. Anyway, there's all kinds of rumors floating around about the place. I've heard stories about a walled city in there that operates on a survival of the fittest kill-or-be-killed basis. Sort of like a nightmare version of Berlin. All the anarchy, but none of the stability that the F-state provides. The radiation poisoning, cancer, and mana pollution are just the icing on the cake. So, when Adrian helped the Luftwaffe shoot Fuchswinger down, she crashed into the Sox. That much is well known. What isn't as well known are all the modern-day myths that have risen about her since. And tonight, I've heard an earful. I've chatted up a girl who claimed to be a ghost rat. That's a smuggler that operates in the Sox. She told me about a dragon cult called the Disciples of the Cleaning Fire. Apparently, these cultists worship some sort of radioactive ghost dragon. Could be Fuchswinger, or it could be nothing. But it's worth digging into, all the same. Another thing that my little ghost rat told me, the popular rumor in the Sox, is that Fuchswinger's astral form was, I guess you'd say, mutated by all the background radiation. Some of the glowpunks out there say that she shed her body like an old coat. Others say that she's trapped, doomed to languish as an intangible radioactive ghost. I don't know how much credence to give any of this. After all, I don't have any proof that my ghost rat is even a ghost rat. She might be. Then again, she could be a run-of-the-mill glowpunk. Or maybe she's just yanking my chain and she's never even been to the Sox at all. Who knows? Well, it's food for thought. I don't know whether the thought of some radioactive ghost dragon thing is any scarier than a genuine dragon, but it's interesting all the same. Now the big question, will any of this get me any closer to finding Adrian? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no, but you never can tell. Cheery as ever, Winters. The next day. Alright. Let's continue thinking outside the box. After the Dragonfall, the great dragon Kaltenstein came flying into the Sox to rescue the Firewing, but he was driven off, some say killed, by Luftwehr and Nibelheer. So, what if there's another dragon involved in all this? Winters grabs a thick leather-bound tome from a shelf behind him, licks a finger, and begins to leaf through it. Alright, so let's run down the list of major dragons that could be helping her. First, there's the Golden Worm Luftwehr, the CEO of Saderkrupp, and quite possibly the single most dangerous being on Earth. Luftwehr's a local boy, so he'd be in a position to help Fuchswinger. He certainly has the financial capability to help her. He could send a small army into the Sox if he wanted to. So, he's certainly got the means, but I can't see how he'd have the motive. He's actively prevented the Firewing's rescue back in 2012. Same thing is true for Nibelheer, so let's scratch the both of them off the list. He flips a page, frowning. Then we've got Aiden, the Great Surush. He's operating out of Turkey. By all accounts, he's not a fan of Luftwehr. They're actively competing for territory in the Middle East. So I suppose that could be considered a motive. Reviving the Firewing might cause problems for the Golden Worm. But would he risk a war with Saderkrupp by straying into Luftwehr's territory? Again, I don't think it's likely. He turns another page. Then there's Seldier, out in Wales. He's pretty heavily invested in the Trans's neuronet, but he's got the money. But he's too busy dealing with the BTL killer scandal that Transis is going through out in London to get his claws dirty out in the socks. Dunkelzahn out in UCAS. No, this is a waste of time. The more I think about it, the more convinced I am. The Firewing is acting alone. Dragons don't cooperate unless they absolutely have to. After all, why bother making nice with your equals when you've got an entire planet full of pawns at your disposal? They don't need to work together. They have us to exploit. And he's got a point. While the track does load, it's clearly corrupted. The screen fills with meaningless streams of text. I can't make sense of it. Partially garbled here and there. Leclerc, still searching for. Swear to. I will find you. Not getting any close. Swear to. New research. Don't know. File is corrupted. Can't make any sense of it. A few minutes later, the display goes live. Claire looks haggard, his eyes heavy, bagged and bloodshot, his hair mussed. He holds a cigarette in an uneasy hand. Hermie, it's me. I can't sleep. I don't know where you are. Oh, having fun, no doubt. Maybe flirting with one of those unattainable beauties that you're always chasing. He tries a smile, but it quickly disappears. He takes a drag off the cigarette. It's good. I want you to live a pleasant, normal life. After all, one of us should. I still can smell the smoke, Hermie. It's almost a year later, and I still taste the stench of burning corpses. When I sleep, I can hear the sirens and the screams. There's no sound in the world as horrible as a burn victim's screams. The doctors would call this PTSD, I'm sure. They'd have me in therapy, maybe dose me up on SSRIs like they do our veteran soldiers. Quite a story for the tabloids. The great dragon slayer, Adrian Vauclair, mentally incapable of wrestling with his own demons. No therapy for me. Certainly no medication. I have a reputation to live up to. However poorly deserved it is, and however little I want it. The dragon is still alive, Hermie. That I'm certain. One day I will find her, and then, perhaps, I'll be able to sleep through the night. Well, he's got PTSD. Pretty bad. Alright, that's all the time I have for this episode. So, thank you for joining. I'm gonna do a little shopping and spend my karma. So, next time we will see what's up in the Croods Bazaar. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.